Alright guys, you can file this review under I did not think I was going to review this beer, because I didn't think it was going to be in the UK, and it's actually one of my favourite examples of the style. And of course, as you saw by the intro and the little introduction, which is the intro.
Ignore me, just finished work.
And so it's one of my favourite examples of the Oktoberfest style, and I know this is the second Oktoberfest beer in German Beer Week, pushing that stereotype, but do you know what, I saw it, I bought it, and I'm going to review it for German Beer Week, even though I think I might have even reviewed this one last year as well as part of Oktoberfest Week. How many times can I mention German Beer Week and Oktoberfest Week without actually getting into the beer review? And I think I've actually at this point recorded enough beers for German Beer Week, but damn it, this is going to take the place of one of those reviews, because I didn't think I'd be reviewing it, to be honest. And I first became aware that we were getting this in the UK because David from the beer house in up Yorkshire way posted a photo that he'd got a few bottles in. So I was like, okay, they're going to get snapped up, and I can't get up to Yorkshire very quickly. So I thought, alright, I might have missed that. Then the folks over at the Beernomicon podcast, hope I've said that right, posted an Insta story where they had a bottle of this, and I was like, where the hell did you get that from? And they were like, Beermoth in Manchester. So I was like,
I might have to take a trip to Manchester just to buy this beer.
Which I would have happily done, by the way. But then, as it happens, I was in Northern Beer Temple fairly recently doing a bit of a beer haul, which I didn't have any intentions of doing a beer haul because I've been spending way too much on beer recently, and my hair is really annoying me, so I do apologise. It's not at its best, but when is it ever? And I was just in Northern Beer Temple, and I noticed that this was in the fridge, so I thought, I'm going to buy two. Probably should have bought as many as I possibly could, to be fair, but I didn't want to be greedy and stop people who might want to try this, because I care about the craft beer community, and I care about my fellow drinkers' beer enjoyment. No, I didn't. It slipped my mind because I thought I'll just buy a couple. This has been chilling down, so I thought I would get this reviewed, and I only paid £3.50 for this, so I'm very, very happy. And so of course it's the Augustiner-Bräu Oktoberfest beer, and I love that label, absolutely gorgeous. I think it's safe to say that most people know that Augustiner produce some of my favourite beers. Of course, the Lager Beer Hell, aka the best beer in the world. They've also do the Maximator, which is one of the best Doppelbocks in the world. And they also, of course, do the Oktoberfest beer, which even when I was in Germany, I've said this for like the Doppelbock as well, it was such a pain to find, and I think I've only tried it a couple of times, as I have done with the Maximator, so that's why I snapped that up when I was on Beers of Europe. And I'm just trying to peel the price off the bottle cap so I can show you it, which I'm sure you all want to. Can I talk properly, please? Yeah, now I've lost my train of thought. Happy days. So yeah, these sort of like seasonal beers, even when I was in Germany and living about an hour and a half to 2 hours away on the train, they were hard to find. So to be able to get this stuff in the UK, I'm overwhelmingly happy, as you can clearly tell. But so a big shout out to John from Northern Beer Temple for stocking this, and great shop. If you've never been, I promote the shop whenever I can because it's my favourite bottle shop. So to have access to beers like this pretty much on my doorstep is it's a wonderful thing. But yeah, beautiful artwork on this. Definitely going to be keeping that label. Lovely label on the neck of the bottle, and there is the crown that they use as well. So I'm going to be using my beer Varna glass, keeping it Munich. Great little bottle shop in Munich that you should definitely check out if you're ever in Munich. Anyway, one day I'm actually going to have structure to my content, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. And I don't think people want that. I think people like this sort of like raw. It's not raw, it's just haphazard. And I think people appreciate that. I hope so. So, let's see what we get with this one. I actually, thinking about it, don't know if I did review this as part of last year's Oktoberfest special. But either way, I don't care if you like that or not, or hate me for it, or type trollish comments, which nobody ever does. So beer in a glass then, and that's a lovely sort of clear beer. A little bit darker than what you'd expect from the Helles from Augustiner. So I don't know if it falls into the Märzen style or just more of like a fest type lager. Can't really remember from memory. But yeah, lovely clarity, lovely sort of deep golden look to it, and beer poured for about 1 finger's worth of a white head. So it looks great. It's got this sort of like slight orangey citrus aroma coming out of it. Lovely, gentle, sweet muskiness you expect from the style. A little bit of almost like a rocket leaf. Then a little bit of white pepper. Lovely, crisp, golden malt coming through as well. Yeah, it's got the sort of like the slight sweetness you get from a Märzen, but it's not going like full caramel sort of sweetness. Yeah, lovely sort of like thick, grainy aroma coming from it, almost like porridge almost. But yeah, it's crisp and light. The ABV for this is actually 6.3%, so it's a little bit heavier. That's almost like infringing on Doppelbock territory. But yeah, I've heard that this year's batch is silky smooth, which I'm looking forward to giving a go. But yeah, it looks fantastic, so it smells fantastic, so let's give it a taste. Prost. People tend to have this idea that Oktoberfest beers are just a little bit boring and nothing too different from what the brewery produces on a yearly basis. Drink this and you will realise that, yeah, there are Oktoberfest beers and like winter beers that some of the German traditional breweries do that don't really taste any different. And even I think Warsteiner in particular, their Oktoberfest beer, from what I can gather, is just the regular beer but relabelled to cash in on the Oktoberfest. Even though I think if they were to do an Oktoberfest beer, and I could be completely wrong because I've only tried that beer a couple of times, and it didn't really taste any different to the regular Warsteiner, which isn't a big problem because that's a nice beer as it is. But correct me if I'm wrong, my German brewing or the drinking audience. Can't talk today. Correct me if I'm wrong, my German talking audience, because German speech. Try that again. So feel free to correct me in the comments down below because I hate it when I give out misinformation. And I've just realised my Bavarian flag neckerchief is over there. So if you just bear with me in 2 ticks, much better. Doesn't really make a difference at all. It just emphasises my double chin. Yeah, a lot of people think this beer is like really boring, doesn't really differentiate from what's usually available. But this is, it's definitely different to the Helles that they do, the Pilsner that they do. It's got a little bit more character actually. There's a lovely spiciness with this one. And it's like, there's just enough carbonation in there. You do feel, in terms of its body, that it's a 6.3% beer, but you don't taste the 6.3% beer. So you could session the living hell out of this one and regret it the next day, but it would be worth it because this is a lovely beer. It really, really is. You know, revisiting some of the Oktoberfest this year have been a real joy. So to be able to try these beers here is a real pleasure for me. So there'll always be a bias when I review German beer, both traditional and craft. But the praise is seriously deserved with this beer, because this is just lovely. It's smooth, but it's nicely carbonated. It's bold, but it's light at the same time. It's easily drinking. Lovely citrusy tones coming out in this one. Lovely graininess as well. Then you've got that sort of, like, as I said, rocket and white pepper note coming through, which really lifts the beer. I've got a pizza for tonight. I think I pretty much eat pizza most nights when I've had a drink. And this is going to go perfectly well with it. I'd love to get like pretzels and some ham and cheese. Just keep it simple, because that's going to pair absolutely beautifully to that. Yeah, it's probably not going to excite too many people, but this, to me, it's definitely the best Oktoberfest beer out there. Hacker-Shaw for me, and the Paulaner Oktoberfests, they're bang on as well. Highly recommended. Most of the Oktoberfest beers that come into the UK, they are of course the bigger, more established and well known, and all of them are absolutely wonderful beers and definitely worth your time. Maybe not the Hofbrau, because I've never really been a big fan of the beers from Hofbrau or Hofbrau, but this is, I can't fault it. I really can't fault it at all. It's just consistent, it's tasty, it's traditional, it's authentic, it's got a real level of robustness you wouldn't expect from a beer like this. It's oozing with character and charm. There's a lovely hoppy bitterness on the back end as well. I'm just so glad that I've got another bottle of this, because I'm going to really, really enjoy that. So yeah, you might not think it, and you might not agree with me, but this, for my tastes, and for the fact that I do inject a lot of myself into these beers, not literally, because that would turn it into a nasty gozer beer.
That's for you, Paul.
Yeah, this to me is a 10 out of 10 beer. It really, really is. Is it mind-blowing? No. Is it a whale? No. Is it outrageously flavoursome? No. It's just wonderfully brewed. But yeah, this is... I'm so happy that I got to pick up a bottle of this. And I'm so happy that I got to share it with you guys once again. Because this to me, it's a 10 out of 10. And I'm not going to apologise for it. You might think differently, you might agree. That's wonderful. That's why we have comment sections. Yeah, this is a real highlight of German Beer Week for me. And yeah, 10 out of 10 from Augustiner. They just... I love Augustiner. I love that brewery. I was lucky enough to actually go to one of the premises connected to the brewery itself, have some of the best Bavarian food I've ever had. Get, fresh Augustiner on top for about €2.50 or €3.50 for a 500ml glass. The best way to drink Augustiner lager beer, hell, by the way. I love them. I genuinely love them. And I will always go back to that brewery. And next time I'm in Germany, I'm obviously going to be paying a visit to Munich, spending a day there, getting a bit carried away on €3.50 glasses of Augustiner. And yeah, I can't wait to have pizza after this as well. It's really got me in an uplifting mood after quite a tedious day of work. Whether you agree with me or not on the beers, that's absolutely fine. I love the discussion that I have and hearing your recommendations and what you enjoy, because then that inspires me to go out there and find those beers. So if you have tried the Augustiner Oktoberfest beer, then let me know your thoughts and opinions. Where do you think it stands with not only just the German brewed stuff, but also the stuff that gets brewed in America and the UK and anywhere pretty much. Yeah, I just love this style. I think it's so criminally underrated. And it's really good to see the likes of Joe from the Beer Patrol in America doing a lot of reviews of the Oktoberfest beers. And yeah, can you guys in America get this? Because I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on that. But yeah, absolutely flawless beer for me personally. And yeah, and if I have actually reviewed it, then I'll put my previous review down there, as well as my German beer playlist, my Augustiner playlist, my German craft beer playlist. I'm whoring myself out essentially. My Oktoberfest series I did last year. Of course, check out all the videos from the earlier episodes of German Beer Week. And yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me, not just for this, but in general, without getting too soppy. Way to kill the mood. But and I know this video's gone on for way too long, but damn it, you're gonna sit through it and you're gonna enjoy it. And if you don't, let me know, and I'll probably never change. Anyway, I'm talking like I've had about 10 beers so far, but I haven't. I'm just in a really jovial mood at the moment, reminiscing of happier times in Germany and thinking of friends who I've left behind and all the happy hoppy memories. So yeah, it's amazing that beer can do that, and that's one of the driving forces for me to do this on YouTube. And it's great to get to know like-minded people. The fact that people happily sit and watch me talk absolute scheisse is it's a really humbling thing, and it's a pleasure to share beers with all of you guys out there in the digital sense, and of course in the physical sense, because again, I've got to meet and share beers with so many great people. And it's these sorts of beers really help that, because the Oktoberfest, it's a big sociable event. You go there with your friends and family, you have a good time, you pay obscene amounts of money for stuff you can get for much cheaper. But the Oktoberfest is, I'd love to experience it at least once. And yeah, you know for a fact you're going to drink damn good beer, and that's the important thing. So 10 out of 10. Thank you for sitting through this horrific video. And yeah, any thoughts, opinions, always welcome. Links down below. There's loads for you to chew on down there. I'm not pointing at my the description. You dirty people. I love you. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed German Beer Week, and I hope you enjoy the finale. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later. Cheers!